I'm here to vlog about Basketball Wives season 3. Um the whole season. It shouldn't be too much of a long vlog cuz like I said, I'm going to just do seasonal recaps from now on. And the reunion came on, and I mean this season was I'd say the shortest season ever. And I mean it was like a drastic cast change or whatever. Um Compared to first and second season when we had Laura and Gloria Govan, Imani Showalter. I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right, but Imani Showalter, season 1, and season 2, Imani left and they brought on Brooke and Bambi. And season 3, the Govans left because of drama with Jackie and Bambi and whatever. So we got British Sunday and Brandi this season. Now, I'm going to just talk about each cast member this season and the situations that happen. And I'm going to start with the rookies first. British, I didn't like her at first because she was just, first of all, I didn't know she was as young as she said she was on the show. Like, I didn't know she was 23, but I do remember she mentioned it. And I mean, she kind of acts like it. Like, I don't want to say, because I'm not that much older than British. Like, I'm older than her. Like, I'm like 3 or 4 years older than her. And I don't want to say that she's young-minded, but she's very naive. And that's what I noticed. She's very naive, and she's a firecracker. Like, she says whatever's on her mind, and she doesn't care how you feel about it. So I didn't really like her like the first couple of episodes because first of all she came out of nowhere and asked Drea if Drea was a hoe, but she barked on Brandi for asking Sunday about pictures on Twitter of her daughter, and I'm like, okay, but you feel like asking somebody if they're a hoe, you feel like that's okay to ask someone? Like, that's just as bad. And Brandi she wasn't even trying to be malicious and rude with asking that question. She just wanted to know what was going on. British was just like, let me know, are you a hoe for real or not? Like, why would you ask somebody that? And that's none of your business if she is or she isn't. So, and I love that the answer Drea gave her. I'm what everybody was before they got a ring. And that's the truth. Because everybody that's sitting there that's married, I'm pretty sure they done busted open for all these other dudes before they got what they ball player man. So, but I mean, towards the end, British kind of grew on me because she was more like I would say after they did the whole Palm Springs trip, British grew on me because she was just in the mix. She wasn't even, she didn't start any trouble. She was just sitting back and watching what was going on. So, I mean, she's okay with me, but she's alright with me, but she's not my favorite. Now, moving on to Brandi. I like Brandi this season. Because, I mean, I sympathize with her because, cancer. I've had family members who've had cancer, who've died from cancer. And, cancer is nothing to play with. And the fact that she's a cancer survivor, like, she's a champion in my eyes. So, she basically, this season was about her. This season was about her trying to have another baby. She already has a son with her husband. She's trying to have another baby to complete her family or whatever. And, her and Malaysia became best friends. Well, her and Malaysia, I think they were friends before this. But, it brought them closer or whatever. And her and Drea were working on a friendship as well. So, I don't really have much, like, negative to say about Brandi. Brandi is she's very, not opinionated, but I don't know. She's not opinionated, but to me, she's a sweet girl. And I don't know why everybody was treating her the way they was treating her, like, because I felt like that whole thing with her and British was petty. And this is why I said that British is young-minded, because when her and Brandi was talking about their husbands being in the basketball league, all Brandi was saying was that they saying that because British said that Lorenzo was too short, or like his height plays a part in him not playing in the States. And Jason was like, that's BS. My husband is this. So they lying to you. She wasn't saying it to be, mean. She was just saying, no, she's basically like, that's BS. They lying to you. Like, it's not the truth. So whatever they telling you, like, I didn't take it no way, but apparently British did for like no reason. But anyway, I like Brandi this season. I liked her a lot. Sunday fucking Carter. The most disgusting cast member she just disgusts me this whole season. First of all, she had no storyline. Let's just put that out there. She had no storyline. All she did was follow Jackie around, co-sign to whatever Jackie said. She had no storyline. And for you to talk about people's kids, like, and I remember I was reading something on Twitter where somebody said that on the reunion, Brandi was like that kids is off limits, but she asked Sunday about her daughter. And I was thinking to myself, okay, but the difference is Brandi never insulted Sunday's daughter. Brandi just wanted to know what happened with that picture. Because we all saw it. Sunday's daughter, because I didn't even know who Sunday was. Her name sounded familiar. And I forgot that she was on, I think, the last episode of Basketball Wives last season. I don't know. But I ain't pay her no mind. But all I know is how people know her name is because her daughter, from what I heard, she uploaded a picture of her daughter sucking some boy's dick. And, people on Twitter was tearing her up. But then she said that she didn't leak that picture. Her thing was hacked. Something like that happened. I don't know the whole situation. But my whole thing is this. Brandi and everybody else in that cast, they never insulted Sunday's daughter. All they did was ask because they were curious about the situation. Sunday sat up here and called Drea's son a pansy. And then she talked about Brandi not being able to have a baby. And this girl is a cancer survivor. Like, why would you say something like that? It's disgusting. So my whole thing is, Sunday is just mad. She's a disgusting human being. She's disgusting. She had no storyline. All she did was follow Jackie around, and she was hating on Drea for no reason. Obviously, you could tell from, like, second episode, she hating on Drea. And my whole thing is, you're hating on her for what? Okay, she used to be a stripper. We all knew she was a stripper. We all knew she dated athletes and singers. And we all knew that. Who gives a shit? And then I hate when somebody talks about somebody's past when that person is trying to create a better future. Drea grew up these past 3 seasons. That girl grew up. When she first started, she was a aspiring actress, and the girls didn't like her then, but she ended up winning them over. And from day one, Drea has kept it all the way real. She kept it real. Anything you asked her, she answered you. She kept it real. So I'm like, what is everybody's problem with Drea? Like, people have a problem with Drea for no reason. Like, it's so stupid. But Sunday to me came off as a hater. And I don't believe that Drea was crawling on no all fours trying to get money from you, because you look like you ain't got no money. And whatever money you do have, you look like you probably getting it from Jackie. Because what is your occupation? Sunday, that's why I saved her for last, because Sunday was just disgusting to me. Like, the most disgusting, vile human being on this planet. And I'm glad Drea knocked the shit out of you and blacked your eye, because you deserved it. I don't care. You're a hater. So now we get to the vets. I'm going to start with Miss Malaysia. Loved her this season. I'm not going to lie. The first season, I didn't really know how to feel about Malaysia. Like, I felt like how everybody else felt, that she was a little bougie. But, I mean, she was still a sweet girl. Second season, I was kind of iffy with Malaysia because Bambi was her friend, and I couldn't stand Bambi. Because Bambi Bambi came on the show as a friend to Malaysia, but she came there like she came on there talking about people too, and she was talking about how Brooke's boyfriend was giving her money and gifts, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. And she had a problem with the Govan sisters for like no reason at all, because the Govan sisters had beef with Jackie. And the one thing I hate about when people come on this show, new people, and they don't know Jackie really, but they always defend her. Like British. I mean, well, yeah, no, British, because she defended Jackie too. But it's like, you don't know Jackie, and it's like anybody who's watched these 3 seasons know how Jackie is, how manipulative she is, how much of a backstabber she is. So it's like, y'all don't know the whole story. So just sit back and watch instead of assuming, oh, why they treating Jackie like this? There's a reason why. If you watch season 1 and season 2, any type of drama that started was because of Jackie. So let's just put that out there. But that's why with Malaysia, I was kind of iffy. But this season, I fell in love with Malaysia. And I like the fact that her and Drea became closer. And they were cool. Like, I love their friendship. Her and Brandi, I love their friendship. And I like that Malaysia was... you saw Malaysia's inner thug this season. She let them know, I am a trained-to-go killer. Don't fuck with me. I'm like... Listen, you could take the girl out of Compton, but you can't take the Compton out the girl. And Malaysia was going to whip British ass. And it would have been well deserved, because British approached her on some stupid stuff. Oh, why is it every time you see me, it's a dry high? So what if she give you a dry high? Y'all ain't friends? Y'all ain't bosom buddies? So what are you got your panties in a bunch for because she give you a dry high? So what? She don't know you like that. But yeah, like, I love Malaysia this season. She ripped Jackie a new asshole when they were in France, because Jackie was dead wrong, and Malaysia saw right through her. I was proud of Malaysia. And I'm like, finally somebody said it. Drea, of course, Drea was my ultimate favorite this season, because she, like I said, she grew up a lot this season. Even though I still kind of think she's a little naive for believing her boyfriend about the whole Chantel Christie thing. Because I do feel like, I mean, nobody knows the truth except for him and Chantel. And from what I was reading, Chantel supposedly lied about getting with Orlando just to get a storyline on Basketball Wives. And I could kind of believe that, because Chantel has no relevance on the show other than being Jackie Christie's daughter. And it's like, now you come out of nowhere saying you were kind of sort of dating this guy, but last season you was putting Jackie on blast to Laura, and you did it with no remorse. Now this season, you and your mother, I don't want to say y'all buddy, but this season, y'all all of a sudden like the best of friends, and you feel some type of way about Drea, and it's ridiculous. And I feel like she did do it for relevance, and if so, that's stupid. I mean, you're Chantel Christie. Take that and run with it. Now everybody's looking at you as like, oh, you mad thirsty, because I know I am. I'm looking at her like, you thirsty for attention. Nobody really cares that you was with Orlando. The fact remains, him and Drea is together. So why does it matter? But Drea grew up a lot this season. Like, you can see that she's trying to be a hardworking businesswoman with her swimwear, and that she's really working on trying to, be a wife, an athlete's wife. And I mean, that's fine. I mean, sometimes you gotta kiss a lot of frogs to get your prince. And I mean, it happens. Everybody that's judging Drea for her past and what she's done, they got skeletons in their closet too. Probably way worse than she does, because Drea ain't do nothing different than what a lot of girls out here are doing. Especially when you're young. You do young and dumb shit when you're young. You're young and you're naive. And Drea has proved that she's grown up. And you can tell. Like, she's not about this arguing. She's not, and that's why she was mature enough to remove herself from being around Jackie, to not go to the trip to France, all of that. And then what I don't get is Jackie will always, and she's been doing this since season 1. Jackie always does something to Drea and expects for this girl to come to her events. You brought Drea and her daughter into like a situation where you wanted them to talk, but in that same breath, you wanted her to come to your GLAD event. Or y'all did, you and Chantel, because I mean, Drea and Orlando popped up on them because they wanted to, because she felt like Jackie was wrong for bringing Chantel to her and not telling her about it. So y'all got into an argument, but you still wanted her to come to France. Like, Jackie is delusional. Jackie is freaking crazy. That's why I'm saving her for last. But anyway, back to Drea. Like I said, she's grown up. And, I mean, me as a viewer, I've seen it. She's grown up. She's a better woman. And I wish her and Orlando the best. They still together. They still going strong. I wish her the best. I don't know. You can't hate on somebody when they trying. You can't. And that's what Drea is doing. Drea done grew up. Drea is making her money. So you can't hate on her for that. So I love Drea. Drea was my ultimate favorite this season. I especially love her for socking the shit out of Sunday because it was so deserved. They was calling her, they was saying that they got beats by Drea on Twitter. I was in tears when I saw that. But it was so true. And it was hilarious. Last and least, Jackie Christie. Since season 1, I couldn't stand Jackie. Because I honestly think Jackie, something is wrong with Jackie. Like, she got some screws missing in her head. Like, I don't understand her logic. I don't understand how her brain operates. She's friggin' crazy. And from what I'm also hearing on Twitter, she put her daughter I'm hearing she basically exploited her daughter on this season of Basketball Wives. Like, she volunteered, I think, Chantel to do this season of Basketball Wives talking about Orlando. I don't know how true these stories are, but this is just what I'm hearing from different sources. And I'm just like shaking my head if that's true, because you're a terrible parent if you do that. And she just disgusts me. Like, she started all the drama this season. And then for you to sit up here, you talk about, I honestly think Jackie wants to be Drea. Honestly. Because she always talk about Drea behind her back, but in Drea's face is, oh, hey sis, hey girl, you look pretty. Like, she was talking about Drea like a dog on one episode to British, and then the next episode she wanna meet up with Drea, she wanna talk to Drea, she wanna converse with Drea. Like, she is so friggin' delusional, and I don't understand how she has any friends, because she's crazy. She's crazy. And then I hate when these reality stars get on these shows and they be like, oh, the person that you see portrayed on this show is not me. Then who is it? Who is it? Because if it's not you, then editing is not making you look like that. You're making you look like that. So stop. Stop it. Because you can turn it around and make it seem like you could turn it around and make good come out of it. But y'all choose not to. So you can't blame it on editing. Who you are when them cameras are rolling is who you really are. Like, you can't get mad at editing. It's not enough editing in the world that can make you look like the devil. You make yourself look like that. And Jackie is number one for it. Like, she starts everything. She started she was dead wrong for showing Drea the messages and all of that in front of Sunday in Malaysia. And even Malaysia said that. Malaysia was like, well, if you had to talk to Drea, then you shouldn't have invited me and Sunday to tell her what you needed to tell her. It wasn't our place. And I'm like, exactly. Like, if you a friend, you wouldn't do nothing like that. And for her to do that in front of Sunday, that was like, music to Sunday's ears, because Sunday was sitting there smirking and smiling and everything, and it was just, Jackie's just disgusting. She not as disgusting as Sunday, but Jackie is disgusting. Like, and would somebody please, can somebody please get her a stylist? Like, every season, this chick dressed terribly, from her hair to her damn shoes. Who is her stylist? Whoever it is, they need to be shot, cause Jackie cannot dress. And then she too old to be wearing these fucking little girl outfits. Like, stop. Somebody get her a stylist, please. I know her and Doug got money. Get her a stylist, please. Because how she dressed annoys me. And it's like every season it gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. From, like I said, from her hair to her shoes, Jackie is a terrible dresser. That girl cannot dress at all. Somebody get her a stylist, and you need to not fire the one she has, kill the one she has. Whoever it is dressing her cannot dress her at all. She looks stupid. But the reunion wasn't much to talk about. It was blah. Like, the only thing that was really good about it was the fact that Brandi went in on Sunday. But what made it funny is that when her and Sunday was about to fight, the audience got on stage and was about to whoop ass. And that's kind of weird to me, because at all these other reunions, they be having top flight security. It'd be mad security guards there, because they know these girls might fight. It'd be mad security guards there. I'm like, where the hell was security when they was fighting? And it was just, it was crazy. And I'm going to just start with each cast member from the reunion. My heart goes out to Malaysia, but everybody was confused as to if she's going to divorce her husband or not. Basically, what she said was when her brother died, she had a weak moment. She was angry, and she took her anger out on her husband. But she doesn't feel like that's cause for a divorce. So that's why she publicly apologized to her husband. So I took it as they on good terms, and if they not, then we'll find out if they're getting a divorce. But it sounds like they aren't, so why worry about it? Brandi, it wasn't much being said about her, but she's just working on trying to have another baby, basically. So that was about it. British and Lorenzo, honestly, I felt like, okay, yeah, he upgraded her ring, but I feel like he only did it because he got caught red-handed. And that's because John Sally brought up the fact that in the blogs they were saying that he was with some next chick, and because they said that he upgraded British ring and proposed to her again. And I'm like, but you just made yourself look mad guilty. So you upgraded her ring to say what? To prove what? So I'm just like, well, you know what? Whatever. If British like it, I love it. She did say he could dib and dab just as long as she don't know about it. So if you like it, I love it. They didn't really talk about much with Jackie. All they did was talk about how she felt about what Drea was saying, and and Jackie claims that she doesn't give a shit what Drea was saying in her interview, but we all know she does. I said on Twitter, I bet you right after this reunion, she probably called Drea like, hey sis, you look pretty on the reunion, I wish we could have sat down and talked. Because we all know how Jackie is. She liked to show out. She liked to put on a show for the cameras and for the people that she's around. But when she get by herself and she make them phone calls, because she's done it before, season 1 and 2, she make them phone calls, it'd be a whole nother story. So I don't believe nothing that come out of Jackie's mouth. She was just putting on for the cameras last night. Sunday, her crying or whatever because her character and whatnot was misconstrued, it's all bullshit. Because you could have used this platform to talk about you and your family and clear up rumors. You didn't. You came on this show judging, hating, all of that. So whose fault is that? That your character and everything is like, defamed, basically. Whose fault is that? It ain't ours. Cause you could have took this show. It wasn't a long season. You could have took this show instead of talking about Drea constantly. Cause every episode you talked about Drea. You could have took this show, use it as your own platform to tell us about you. We don't know nothing about you besides the fact that you are Jackie's minion. That's it. That's what we know. So her crying, I ain't feel sorry for her at all. I ain't feel bad for her at all. Well, Drea didn't have much to say. She just answered questions that Shawnee asked her about the cast, and she was brutally honest, whether they liked it or not. So, basically that was that. The only thing, like I said, that made it interesting was the fight and the audience coming on stage, and everybody was wondering, because I was wondering who she was too. The lady that ran on stage and was gonna fight Sunday. When I looked on Twitter, it said that the lady that ran up there was Brandi's cousin, and I was like, oh, okay, so that makes sense. She was gonna whoop Sunday ass. But yeah, so I'm like, oh, okay, so that was their cousin, so that's why they removed the audience or whatever. And John Sally did interviews separate, Malaysia and Brandi first, then he did Sunday, Jackie, and British last. And that was the end of the reunion. It wasn't nothing really to write home about. It was okay. And I mean, if they have another season, I'm gonna watch. It was a pretty good season, even though it was short. But well, and that's about it. That's my commentary on it. You guys let me know how you felt about the season. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta comes on this Monday, and like I said, I'm gonna do a seasonal recap. Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 3 comes on Sunday, and I'll do a seasonal recap of that as well. So I'll see you guys then. Have a good day. Later.